Hi friends, it's Jenny, and I don't know about you, but I am ready to play with some beads. In fact, tonight I am going to play with the new Enchanted Forest Design Challenge Kit from Softflex. And mine might look a little bit different than yours because a couple of months ago there was a Sarah's birthday goodie bag that I got some items from it, and it also had a lot of purple and green. And so I combined a lot of what I had from that with what I got from the design challenge kit. So I'm kind of working from my stash, but it's also Softflex, so fun times, right? I have been thinking about what I want to do. I love the idea of going with a lot of greens and purples, and these were some of the accent colors. These are some hematite beads from the Sarah's birthday goodie bag. I think I'm going to use those instead of, because of my metal allergies, I couldn't really use any of the metal beads from the design challenge kit. So I'm going a different colorway. I'm going with gold, and we've got these lovely amethyst wedges. They are top drilled side to side. So I thought they might be fun to kind of hang on there, but then kind of go with some dangles. Like I love these top drilled leaves. I can just put a jump ring on them and have them. They are ready to go dangles. Some other dangles. I'm not going to use these ones. These were also from the birthday goodie bag. But these are from the design challenge kit. So the leaves are from, I want to say they were from the Jesse James bead strand. And then we've got these little guys. Becky says they look like potions, and I kind of agree. I'm gonna use some of those as we continue. I am thinking of making kind of a collar style necklace. So instead of having like a focal, I'm gonna have like a focal area at the front that just kind of fans out. And I think that most of what I have in here, I might dig back in here when we're going to the back of the necklace to see if I wanted to add something. Oh, I knew there was another one. So I do have 6 of those. Oh, I thought there were 5 and it was just going to be this fan thing, but I have 6 and I don't want to ignore one. But now I kind of want a focal. Oh, Jenny, what did you do? Why did you have to find the other one and need a focal? No, I'm not doing a focal. I might just use 5 of them. Thinking about that. But I'm also going to add some more green by getting these seed beads from my stash. These look like there are some 11Os. It's kind of a seed bead, like a translucent green with an AB mix on it, but these are deep stash. I got these ages ago, like decades ago. Wonder if I should use, because there are 5 of these. These were from the birthday bundle, these glass, and they're graduated leaves, which are also top drilled front to back. So I could put jump rings on those and kind of use them and intersperse those throughout the pattern. I think we're just gonna have to play with these and audition stuff on the strand. I think that just sounds like what we're gonna need to do. So speaking of that, let's get into the other materials that I'm adding. The design challenge kit came with a dark blue lapis, which I love, but I am using so much purple, and I actually have like 3 rolls of the purple amethyst and not very many opportunities to use it. I don't design a lot with purple. So I'm going to use the purple with today's design. And I'll be using Softflex crimp tubes. I'll make some earrings, and I will be using my sister's ear wires that she made for me from Softflex craft wire, because that's nickel free, so I can use it. I will probably be using some ball pins when I'm ready to make the earrings, and I'm going to use some of these gold floral toggle clasps from another source. Oh, as far as tools go, I've got my casual comfort pliers set for opening and closing jump rings, and I will be using the magical crimper for completing the necklace. And now I need to like look at stuff and audition things on my strand, and also kind of figure out what I might want to do. I think because I am going to be doing a pin for the earrings, we might use some of those leaves for the earrings. And some of these guys, these are so cute. I probably need these on my table anyway. These are all from the design kit. I'm just getting the rest of these guys out so that they're ready to be used. Whether I put them in the earrings or the necklace, I'm going for maybe not exactly matchy-matchy, but the right tones. See, this green is going to come into play here, and then we're also going to have this kind of more tealy green. I think that's looking good. I think that looks like a nice palette to play with. So I am going to go ahead and start playing and see how I like it. So one of the first things I'm going to do is get out some of my gold jump rings, because we've got some leaves to put on jump rings, purple and green leaves both. And I'm not exactly sure what size these are. I have my jump rings mixed because I had a lot of jump rings that I got when I found a source for some nickel-free ones, and not enough places, so there's some roommate situations going on. So I can't really tell you what size I'm using, but I am going to use the smaller ones where possible, just so that, I think that's enough, just so that they don't take up as much visual space when I'm stringing it. It's fine that they take up some, but I don't need them to take up a lot. So, oh, and I'm using flesh cutters too. So I'm going to go ahead and open up these guys, these little purple leaves. And there are an odd number of those. It feels strange to have like something this small and clear to be the focal, but again, I am not making a necklace with a pendant. I just want a middle of it, and then to build from there, and do this, like I said, collar style. So there's lots of dangles and movement on the neck, but it should rest just at the collarbone with no pendant. So let's get these guys. I'm actually going to get, those are small enough jump rings. I'm getting out some bent nose pliers to hopefully help maneuver in this area to open and close these jump rings and get these guys attached. And I hope you guys don't mind just hanging out with me while I do that. I'm not rushing, but I will try to be fairly quick about it. Oh, I didn't think about, so these ones will fit on these small. I didn't think about where in the thing the hole is. I might have to go a little bit larger on the jump rings to accommodate that. I wasn't thinking about that, or the thickness of the acrylic bead in the case of these. Yep, that little one is not going to work. In fact, I might have just got it stuck on my leaf. All right. As long as I don't break it. Yeah. That was not how that was supposed to go. Flesh cutters. A little snip. Oh, it's not wanting to snip. I don't think my memory wire cutters get in close enough, but we'll try. If I break a bead, then that might solve one of my problems. Yeah, jump ring does that. Okay, so that's, for being a small jump ring, that is very strong. It did not want to snip, but it is not going to serve my purpose. So, what if, no, I don't want to overcomplicate it. I was thinking about actually turning a dangle and adding extra beads and making these all longer. And that's not the kind of design I'm wanting to make tonight. I want something that's going to be fun, but also easy. This should fit better. Yeah, this fits much better. So I'm just using the size up from where I was. Yep. And then I'll see if they'll work for my little purple leaves as well. But see, I'm using various tones of purple and various tones of green. And I like that for being like just some of the variety that you would find in a forest. So make sure that that closed all the way. Yep. Because I don't want my Softflex beading wire to slip through. So you got to make sure that your O-ring closes all the way, friends. Sorry. I was moving everything over to where I was holding it, which was probably off screen. But I'm not doing it off screen. And I do have a lot on my mat, so it's probably doing the whole focus thing, but I am trying to have what I'm working on to be more visible for you all. And yeah, I'm excited about this. I saw the theme for this design challenge kit and I told Becky about it, and it is so me. Like, give me fairy tales and fantasy and deep dark forests. It just, I don't know, it gets me. It gets me. But I'm also going a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I used to be go-to silver girl, and I could have just continued and gone silver with this, but I'm taking the opportunity that was presented by, you know, not having like all the design components from the design challenge kit be accessible to me meant that I needed to look elsewhere. And I think I came up with some, I like the warmth that the gold adds. It makes it a little bit rich, like it could be a fairy court. Fairy. All right, try this one. This is the one that was in the middle of the graduated strand. And that may be too far down, but I'm gonna try. I may need to step up the jump rings again in order to accommodate. Yes, this size will not work for that guy. That's okay. I have other jump rings. They just, when they go up, I mean, they go up. So maybe that one will work. I don't want to use these really big ones unless I have to, just because I think that they dwarf this glass bead. See, I have them roommating, but all the big ones are coming out at the top. There we go. There's some of the smaller ones. So if this size works, I need at least 5. So I've got those. And then I will look at these other ones when I determine if I need to step it up. This is the trial and error that I have to do because I am learning. But I know I'm not the only person learning. So even though I'm not getting right to the, hey, we're putting it together side of things, hopefully my troubleshooting will help you, if you are new, Oh, this is a small hole. Oh, this is not going to work. Okay, so I am not using the small purple because this is, I don't know if you can see it. This is the largest of the leaves, and it has a tiny, tiny hole. Like, I would have to be putting this directly on like fine wire. That might go on the beading wire by itself. It might fit a medium. It does fit a medium, but it is snug in a medium. Like, there's no going through that a second time. That's how small that hole is, which means my larger jump rings, because they are also a bigger gauge, are not going to work for them. So I'm just not going to use them in this design because I don't really want to make something custom for it dealing with such a small hole. Like, I could probably get some craft wire and do some wrapped links and things like that, but again, I kind of wanted to have this be easy and fun, and to me that's not easy. So I won't be using those. Set them aside. Okay, I'm going to move out some of the things that we know we're not using. Set aside some jump rings that I may use later when attaching clasps or attaching the earrings to the ear wire. And now we're just going to play with trying to put some things on a strand and see how we go, because I'm just auditioning it now. I am. I don't think, let me just look just to see if I have something I can use as a focal with this, but I'm thinking not. I'm thinking not. These are some of my gemstone and glass beads. I'm just getting some of these things organized. So this looks a little empty, but I do have some things here. I love this rose, but I think that it's too yellow where I'm doing gold. Oh, or maybe it does look wonderful. Oh, it's a yellow Amazonite, I believe, or aventurine. I don't remember exactly. Let me keep looking. Let me keep looking, because I also have some pendants here. And I wonder if I have something. Oh, maybe this is where I use this. Oh, okay. This might be it. This might be it. Like, see how well that plays with this hematite? It's raw brass, so it will patina with time. It is a nickel-free brass though, so I can use that. But it does have that fairy forest garden thing going on, and I think I have to do it. I got this just because I thought it was so interesting, but I didn't actually have a plan for it. But this feels like the moment for this. So I changed my mind. I am gonna have a focal. I am gonna have a pendant, and this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. So yeah, let's get stringing. Let's get stringing. Usually what I do when I'm just trying things out, I don't have a specific plan laid out, is I just audition it on my strand, and I string it from the center of my necklace. So I'll get the pendant on there, and then just keep building it until I have what I need. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. Yep. I have no idea where the knot was. I just opened it because it just seemed to be an endless loop. But I am going to be using these, and I am going to be using those green seed beads to add a little bit of brightness and other color. I'm going to take a little bit more off of this side as well and tie off one side. so that they don't come spilling out. Little double knot. Yeah, I'm ready to start putting this together. So sorry, we took a little bit of time figuring out what we're doing, trial and error on the jump rings, but I did get them on my green leaves, and I am absolutely using my green leaves. And I think I'm going to end up loving what I'm doing with this locket. Oh yeah, because I didn't show you, it's a locket. This raw brass pendant that I pulled out is a locket. You just pop it open. Here's the catch on this side, and look at the carving on the back. How pretty is that? How pretty is that? You just pop it open, and it flips open like this. So you're holding it here, and it flips open, and you can put, you know, something there, something special. But that is the antique style raw brass locket that we're going to use for our Enchanted Forest necklace, and it's going to be fabulous. Okay, so this is a very big bail, and it is built in, so I'm not going to be changing that. So what I want to do is put together a series of smaller beads that it will just sit on. Maybe run a little bit between them. So I'm going to start with that, because all of these are going to fit between. I don't want to put a ton of these. Maybe I'll use the green through here, the green glass. Okay. Get a little bit of, I should have, instead of trying to pick it up and stick it on the hole, I should have been practicing get it with my beading wire. And I'm just trying to figure out how much space I want to give it, because I want it to be able to have a little bit of movement, but not a whole lot of movement. Like, I don't want it to slide around and look lopsided very easily. So I'm thinking 5, and then bracket that with another element of the design. I think that's too soon for the amethyst, but I could do some other type of purple drop, like one of these little potion guys. Maybe. I have no idea how much space these things are going to take and how much I'm going to be doing on it, but I think at this point I'm just trying it out on my strand. And I do want to make sure that I'm putting, I'm picking a side on the amethyst, because there is going to be a front to this necklace because of the locket. I think I want some of a gold bead on either side of the amethyst. I love the amethyst. I think they're so pretty. And then we'll do some more of these seed beads. And I'm just grabbing 3 at a time as part of that strand. And then a gold. And a leaf, front of the leaf, because there is a front to the leaf. It curves in towards the front and is carved. It is smooth on the back. I'm not loving the potion right there. I think maybe that needs to be more towards the back if I need to fill space. I'm going to change my mind. I might not even use the potion. We'll see. And like I said, Becky's the one who called it a potion, and so now I am. See if that's too soon for the amethyst, because the amethyst I don't have really dangling down. I'm stringing it directly on. So it might actually, no, it's going to bang against that, and I don't want it to. So instead, I'm going to do one of these little guys. see if I like that better. Yeah, just to take up a little bit of visual space, but not be that darker purple yet, if ever. We'll see. But I do want the amethyst before the leaf. Maybe. Let's see what it's like with the leaf there instead. Auditioning it. Oh, except that I like the little gold hematite. You know what? I am, just to make this easier on myself, I am going to use one of my little clamps. In fact, I got more of them. We got a Softflex order and they recently added these as a bonus thing. So I have plenty of them. Because I am working off the strand. Okay. Actually, I do like the leaf. And I have an even number of leaves and amethyst, so I don't think it really matters which one I do first. At first, when I thought I had only 5 of the amethyst, I decided that they were going to, you know, be the focal with the leaves in between and on the outside. But that's not what we need. And I'm liking it with the leaf there. So, all right. Now we'll get that amethyst back on there. And the amethyst are a little rough, a little bit different. Like you can see there's some size variations, some cut. They're natural stones, so there is variation. So I still plan on having this fit like a collar. So I'm still looking for that size. In case you wondered, oh, that one is not quite closed. See, it's a little bit off. I'm just gonna squeeze that with my pliers and make sure that it is nice and closed. My beading wire will fit right through there, so there we go. That's better. All right. I'm going to end up spilling those seed beads. I'll pour out more if I need them. But if they're in my hand space, I'm just going to knock them over at some point. So I've moved them off my mat. I have a ton of these too. I've got like three containers all this size full of these seed beads. So what do you love about this design kit if you have it? Or if you don't have it, what do you like about what I've put down here? Like I said, I am using a combination of things from my stash, from the design kit, from the Sarah's birthday bundle. Dirty Business Bundle is Sarah's birthday goodie bag. Yes, please. I am liking this. What I'm wondering though is if it's all a little bit too close. Should I be putting more of the green seed beads in between these items so that there's a little bit more space between them? Or is this nice considering it's only going to be a collar necklace? Because at this point, this is right at the hollow at the base of my throat, and then this ends just at my collarbone before it goes around the side of my neck. It does put everything front and center. It lets us see all of the amethyst, which is beautiful. I'm gonna add in some of these other colors as we continue around. Oh, that's too stuck together. I'll fix that later. I want to see how these drops look towards the back, so we've still got a little bit of that kind of fan going on, or if I want to just leave them off, because again, that's going to be more on the side of my neck, so it's going to be like this. I'm leaning towards not using it, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I can use those in something else. They're not feeling right for this. Oh, I only did 2 seed beads there. Like, part of me thinks that this is all like crowded together, but then I'm thinking about the scale of my necklace, and I think that it's actually right, that it is what I want. Because I don't want to hide my amethyst at the back of my neck. I want them to be draped along my collarbone, and that's exactly right for draping along my collarbone. Yeah, just gonna keep going. I just need to make sure, because I've got a set number of these guys. I've already used 2, so then if I divide the rest, that's what I can use, and then reserving the other for the other side, just to make sure that I don't run out, so I can't reproduce my pattern on the other side of this necklace. I don't think that I'll use all of them, but I want to make sure that I've counted and planned for it. And maybe I will use them since I'm not spacing something else in with them. That's okay. I can just do seed beads at the very back if I run out. A combination of the seed beads with the gold ones. I like this. I like this. This definitely feels like an enchanted forest. I love the purples. I love the gold. I love the green. Let me see about how much longer I need. I'm getting the rest of these guys. That completes the pattern. I believe that's about half of my necklace, but I'm confirming that right now. I do need another few inches on each side. And that is going to be, actually, I should use the wires because I do have the wire right here. Okay, and then I'll need room for clasping. So I need about another inch. So, because I will need room for to make the, to crimp, make the loop, and apply my toggle clasp, because I'm using a toggle clasp for this. Okay, so this makes 4 of these little sea bead patterns after the last of these purple swirl beads, check glass swirl beads. Yes, that should be just about right for being a collarbone, more like a collar necklace. I'm loving that. Now that I've got this and it's kind of graduated down to this other size towards the back of the neck, this feels very right. And as I finish it, as I go to the other side, I think it's really going to be there. So I am going to go ahead and crimp this side. If I need to add some extender at the back, I will, but I don't believe that I will. I believe that this is right where the toggle clasp will drop it just a little bit more, and it should be just right. Get out my crimp tubes. All right, if you have not used a magical crimper, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. The magical crimper is meant to be used with 0.018 to 0.019 beading wire. The medium Softflex wire is 0.019, so it's perfect for this. Inside the magical crimper, there's this spherical concavity. That's where you're going to be creating your ball of crimp. It can only be used with 2x2 crimp tubes. These are the Softflex crimp tubes. They have a really good wall, which is what you want to look for in choosing crimp tubes to use with a magical crimper. If your wall is too weak, it will just crumple the crimp. And we don't want our crimps crumpled. Say that 10 times fast. And second guessing. I'm going to err on the side of let's make this a little longer. I'm going to repeat this one more time. I'll get right back to the demonstration. It's just 4 beads. It's just 4 beads, but I want those 4 beads. There we go. There. Yep. Okay, so you're going to put your wire through the crimp tube and then double it back through the crimp tube. If you can fit your wire through subsequent beads, that's fine. You don't have to, because you can snip right up against the crimp once it is formed, and it will hold. You don't lose crimp integrity. Come on. There we go. All right. So since I don't have to do it right up against the beads yet, since I've got a whole other side that I can do, I've got it doubled back through here, and I'm forming the loop, and I'm just going to cinch that loop down so that it's a more manageable size. I'm not going to attach my clasp directly to it. I'm going to use jump rings to do that, so that if I'm not satisfied with the clasp, I want it to switch to something else, it's very easy for me to do so without having to restring my project. All right. What you want to do is take your magical crimper and your crimp tube, and you want to center it inside that concavity. Once it's centered, you give it a little squish, and it pinches down the corners of your crimp tube, turning it into a little bit of a ravioli. So then you go 90 degrees from where you were. Again, make sure that it's centered. And it'll be straight up and down inside the crimp tube from where you've already squashed it a bit, and you're going to squish it again. And then you're just going to keep rotating it and squishing it. Here I am very gently opening the crimper, but not pulling everything out. just because for me, it's easier for me to make sure that I stay centered if I just rotate it through here. And you know you're done when you no longer feel any resistance. And you end up with this smooth little ball of crimp. You don't have to use crimp covers unless you just want to. I choose not to. And it's good. It's ready to go. If you want to see a tug test, here's slide some other wire through here, loop it, tug, 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 and that crimp holds. So you can see it works. It works, and it's fun. It takes some practice. I would say it's easy once you get the hang of it. But it takes some practice and also making sure that you have a good crimper. The first magical crimper that I got, my sister bought for me, and which is very sweet. My sister has been super supportive of my journey as a beader, and she bought it for me, and I had a hard time using it, so I just kind of stopped using it. Well, she came to visit, and she went to use it, and she couldn't get a good crimp. This is Becky Foster, who has gotten good crimps for years now, and she could not get a good crimp from my Imaginal crimper. There was a manufacturing flaw. So if you just keep trying, and no matter how many times you try, all the tips that we give you that you follow, you still can't get a good crimp, take a look and make sure that your concavity lines up the way that it's supposed to. Mine was just slightly off. And it caused a problem. So it might not be you. It might just be your crimper. Or you might need to check the crimps that you're using and make sure you're using a good quality crimp tube. There's several things you can do to do better if you want to just keep trying on it. But for me, I did have to get a new crimper. In fact, the one I'm using right now, I got a new crimper and it's better, but I was still not getting consistently good crimps. I could get good crimps. The other one I couldn't at all. But this one is actually Becky's because I'm just stringing the other side while I'm telling you stories. So, hi, welcome to Making with Jenny. And it's actually Becky's because she came for a visit in February? February. And she got home and she's like, actually when she was here, she's like, I can't find my magical crimper. And so we used mine, which was the replacement one, and got some decent crimps out of it. And she got home, she's like, I can't find it. Did I leave it at your house? I'm like, Becky, you never even got it out at my house. And she's like, I don't know what happened to it. And she went through the whole rigmarole trying to get another magical crimper, and she got one that was a bad one and had to get another replacement and everything else. She didn't want to send it back and then have somebody else get a bad crimper, so she just found another source and got a good crimper from them. So she got a new crimper, and that's the one that's doubled up. And so she months later. She says, hey, Jenny, you know how I couldn't find that magical crimper? I found it in the bottom of my purse. And it was. She found her magical crimper in the bottom of her purse. So she set it aside, and she set it aside, the one that she found. And oh, here I am chattering away, and I missed putting on my next leaf. How many of you saw that? I know someone did. Because I was telling a story and distracting myself. Anyway, so she set it aside, and the next time she came, which was in April, she left her good, trusty magical crimper that she has used since she first started doing magical crimping. So that is the one that I'm currently using, and I have my other one that I think I would do better now, but I have my other one that can give a good crimp, but I wasn't consistent on it before. I have that as a backup, because as we have determined, it's a good idea to have a backup crimper, especially if you're traveling from one person's house to another to have fun sister time that may or may not include beading. some of our sister time has nothing to do with beading. We watch shows, we hang out, we read books. We just spend time together. I love spending time with my sister. And that's why I'm really happy that she has made some space for me here so that I can continue to spend even more time with her and build something with her. I can be a part of it. I can be a part of what she's doing. It becomes a thing that we are doing. Oh, I did it again. Time for an amethyst. Yep, and see, this is where I really start to see, like, once I get one side done, I've got a pretty good idea that it's what I want, but then you start mirroring it and you see it all together and you're like, yeah, this is the thing. This is what I wanted to make tonight. I just needed to let the beads speak to me. I needed to have some problems with jump rings so that I could rule out certain design ideas. I still used jump rings, but I didn't do everything that I wanted. And honestly, I think if I had worked in the purple leaves, it would have been too much. I think it would have. I think this is what I needed to do. I really do. I think this is what I needed to do. So I'm happy with this choice. It's kind of an odd shaped, because these, like I said, these are deep stash. So I've got like some really odd shaped seed beads that are not ones I want to choose because they're not very consistent. It's okay to have them a little bit inconsistent, but I don't want a lot of inconsistency. I think I might need to spill out a few more of these seed beads before I can finish my design. But I'm loving this. I love these colors together. Cool forest, an enchanted forest. And yeah, that brass locket just slides so nicely on there. And I'll show you when I actually get the toggle clasp out of the packet, but even the floral pattern on this matches the floral pattern on my toggle clasp. So it's like, it feels like it was meant to be. This locket that I knew I liked it. I honestly had no idea how I was going to use it. Nothing else that I had was leaning towards something like this, something kind of antique looking that was this ornate with it being carved and everything. Well, not carved because it's metal, but you know what I mean, with the pattern in it. I am not ready for that yet. I still have two of these guys. Right. And I'm looking back over my pattern. I really don't want to restring it, but if I have a major mistake and I've caught it, then I will. I will restring if I need to. I'm doing a quick glance back over, and I think I didn't miss anything. Not this time. Yeah. See if I can just crack these apart, because it's just the finish that's making them stick to each other. There we go. I'll still need to get like one off my strand, but since I'm working off the strand for that, oh, I don't like the way that felt. Nope, it's fine. I only want to get off the ones that I need to use. So the fact that I've got almost exactly the right number on its own just makes me really happy. I'll just need to get one off the strand. Oh, not 4 of those, just 3. All right. And one more, yeah, one more of these. 3 more of these. Wow, I did pretty good just spilling these things out and getting a pretty good estimate of how much I need. I'm gonna double check the length again before I do my final crimp, that this is gonna fit the way I want it. Yep, I have room to clasp. And that will be just perfect. Perfect, perfect. So I am doing my other side of my, the crimp on the other side. And a couple of things that are different when you're doing it on the last. The first time I had a lot of room because I was, I still had room before I didn't have to have beads right up against it. Now I do have beads right up against it. And you do want it to be snug to the beads, but I've coiled my necklace here so that it's got some drape built in and won't be crimped in a really stiff pattern. You know when you get a strand of beads and they're too stiff to curl, they fold instead? I don't want my necklace to do that. So I am pulling it down towards here. That's a little bit too much because I do want it to be a similar size, the loop, to what I did on the other side. That's pretty similar. And then I'm holding it, I've got my nail between here so that when I crimp, I need to have room for the plier to get in there. So this is gonna give me a little bit of room so that I don't break my bead, because that's no fun. And then you go ahead and, just like the first time, center it and go through the whole process of creating that crimp. But you wanna make sure that you leave enough a gap there and that you've coiled up your necklace to pick up some slack so that you'll have slack when it is draping on your neck. Because stiff necklaces just are not that comfortable. And we wear necklaces to be, because we like them, because they look cool, but you're not gonna wanna wear it if it doesn't feel good too. So I've got my little ball of crimp, and I am snipping off my excess wire, just getting right in here with my flush cutters, as close to that crimp as I can get, and doing a little snip. And then I'm gonna use, let's see, these are my toggle clasps, and they're antique gold, so they're not an exact match for that brass, but I feel like this is actually pretty close. But look style-wise with these flowers and leaves, and then there's the bar that goes with it. I feel like that fits the style of these flowers. They're the same, very similar 5-petal flowers. And like I said, they've also got an engraving on the back as well. So I'm gonna use those, and I'm gonna do these jump rings. And I like the fiddly bit to be on my right side, so I'm going to attach the bar over here. And I'm just gonna use the magical crimper rather than getting out a big set of pliers to help me swing that open. Put on my necklace and then the toggle clasp, or the bar for the toggle clasp. And just make sure that that's closed really good so that your wire won't slip out of it. And then on the other side, just do this guy like this. And attach the toggle clasp, the loop for the toggle clasp. All right, and you can't see it, but I'm gonna put it on while we make earrings so I can make sure that everything is how I want it and that it fits, just how I want it, right at my collarbone. So it does, it wears more like a collar, not like a choker. It's not like up on my neck, but it does wear more like a collar. And yeah, I like that a lot. So I'm getting these guys out. I feel like I wanna add some purple in here. Let me get my box and see if there's a little splash of purple we can add that will fit these. I kind of like these little crystals, so it's like a hint of purple. Those are a little bit more pink. There's also these. They're a little bit different tone, but they're going to be in the earrings. I do like those. Those are fun. Maybe this for the earring with the purple in between. Yep, those are going to be my earrings. So these will be quick. These will be nice and quick because I know what I want to do, and they're going to be easy because all of these will just go right onto my pin, which I'll straighten out. They got a little crooked. Straighten out my pins. Yep. The question is, do I want the leaf like this or do I want the leaf like this? I want the leaf to hang point down. Point down on the leaf. Then it looks a little bit more like a heart. All right, I'm just gonna bend over the wire, snip it. Oh, and I do need my round nose pliers. I didn't get them out earlier, but they're right here. My round nose pliers, and I'm just gonna grab this in the tip and just roll it towards me until it makes a little loop. Just that easy. I'm just making sure that it comes back and meets itself so that it will close and hold on my ear wire just fine. That easy. I'll just do this other drop. Point down. I almost did that the wrong way. And none of these beads have a front or back. I mean, there is a front and back, but it can swivel around and look just fine. So I don't have to do anything special with that. I like this table cut bead right here because it's matte. If you look at the edges, that's all matte, but because they table cut it, you get this kind of diamond shape window. And it's just pretty. It's just pretty. I like it a lot. And I didn't really use this color very much in what I was doing because I ended up not using, what was I ended up not using? Oh no, they do match. They go more with the leaves that I used. This is the green that we got from the seed beads. So they're all in the right family. You'll see when I've got it all together. All right, I'm just going to give my loops a little squish with my pliers to work harden them. And get my ear wires. Like I said, Becky made these ear wires for me. And I am just going to swing this open on the ear wire that she made and put my drop on it. And then just swing that closed. I love it. Okay, moving some other beads out of the way and my tools out of the way because we always have to have a last look, don't we, friends? We have to have a last look with our earrings and our necklace. Turn it around the right way. Get this toggle affixed. And then make sure that it's all centered on the screen right here where you can see my design. I am so loving this. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. All the fun greens and purples, and like I said, there's some variation in the greens and the purples both that it just makes me happy. This makes me very happy. I am so glad that I made this. I'm glad you came and hung out with me while I did it. As I said, most of this is from the Enchanted Forest design kit available over at Softflex. I'll put links in the description to where you can go to get the kit, as well as to Becky's unboxing. And you can still get the kit. However, I did use some items from my stash, like the seed beads, these gold beads, and then these amethyst, which were from my stash, but they were Softflex stash. They were from Sarah's birthday goodie bag. And of course, my pendant that I grabbed from my stash. But these beads, these leaves, all of these right here in this section, those are all from the design kit. So, you know, I hope that you also get out your kit and play and see what you want to add to it to make it magical for you. This is magical for me. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe, hit like, ring the bell so you know when we have new videos, and leave us a comment. I'm really happy that you stuck around and hung out with me while I made this, and I hope that you have a fun time. So happy beading, and don't forget to play. Bye!